Chosen one, stop for a moment. Heaven has just made a decision about you. What once held you in silence has reached its conclusion. The courtroom of the unseen has ruled in your favor, and what was meant to bury you will now serve as your testimony. You may not have felt it yet, but something in the atmosphere has changed. It's subtle, like the second after a storm when the air finally turns clean. Your name has been spoken in the halls of light, and every force that worked against you has lost its authority. The voice that declared confusion over your path has been silenced. It's over. This isn't just the end of a season, it's the closure of an era. The chains you learned to live with have dissolved. The tears you once hid from others were counted, and each one became evidence in heaven's case file. The verdict was written before you even woke this morning. The struggle ends now. You've been living under trial for too long. Every time you tried to rise, resistance came wearing a familiar face. Every time you tried to breathe, shadows crowded your peace. But heaven waited until the exact moment your endurance outlasted your enemy's accusation. That moment has arrived. God says, I have seen enough. The delay that confused you wasn't punishment, it was divine patience. Heaven was allowing every false witness to speak so that when I deliver you, none can deny it was me. That's why it took this long. Every tongue that rose against you had to exhaust its lies before my justice could thunder. And now it has. The spiritual weight that's been pressing against your chest is lifting. The dreams you thought were dead are shifting in their grave. Destiny is exhaling again. You're stepping into clarity that will make your past confusion look like smoke in the wind. Chosen one, do not fear this ending. You prayed for healing, and heaven answered by closing the door that made you sick. You prayed for peace, and heaven removed what kept you restless. You prayed for purpose, and heaven emptied your hands so that they could receive something greater. This is divine subtraction before sacred addition. You have to understand, heaven doesn't announce every ending with noise. Some closures come wrapped in quiet. Some departures are answers disguised as loss. God hides his mercy in what looks like disappointment. But when he says, it's over, he is not punishing you. He is protecting the future he built inside you. The betrayal that broke you was necessary to reveal who was loyal to your growth. The rejection you couldn't understand was heaven's redirection. The silence that scared you was a shield from unnecessary noise. Every no was preparing you for the final yes. You are not being punished, you are being purified. The fire you endured was not random, it was refinement. Heaven has used suffering as sandpaper to shape you into someone unrecognizable to your old enemies. They will look for the version of you that existed in pain, but that version no longer lives here. Chosen one, you've graduated in the spirit. Heaven has shifted your position while the world was still gossiping about your failure. That's why everything around you feels unfamiliar. You're not in the same dimension anymore. You're walking through doors that don't squeak with effort, they open by recognition. Grace recognizes you now. Favor has memorized your name. This is not hype, this is divine transition. The same forces that laughed when you were losing are now confused by your silence. You're not quiet because you're broken, you're quiet because you're crowned. When kings rise, they don't announce it with noise, they let authority speak for them. Heaven is telling you, you've passed the test. The whispers of accusation have lost their power because truth has entered the room. What once drained you now strengthens you. The same story that embarrassed you will soon empower others. Every false narrative written about your life is being rewritten in heaven's ink. And the new headline is simple, delivered. Your hands are clean, your name is cleared, your soul is free. This is the moment you stop begging for closure and start breathing in victory. You don't need their apology, you don't need their approval. Heaven has already stamped your release. Now you must speak it. Say it's over, whisper it if you must. The sound of agreement activates the release in the unseen. The atmosphere around you will shift when you speak it. The tiredness in your spirit will break like glass. The spiritual tension will ease, not because the battle ended quietly, but because heaven declared victory on your behalf. And when you feel that sudden peace, don't question it, receive it, that's your proof. This is the hour when justice aligns with mercy. The hands that once pointed blame at you are trembling. The tables have turned without your effort. You didn't need revenge. God orchestrated reversal. The cycle that tried to repeat itself every year, every relationship, every opportunity, it's been broken. The enemy has run out of script. The test has run out of time. You are free from the repetition of disappointment. Chosen one, lift your head. Heaven has closed the case. If this resonates deep in your spirit, don't scroll past it. Don't wait another second. Comment 111 right now. It's not for show, it's an act of agreement. You're declaring, I receive the closure heaven declared. The moment you do, peace will begin to organize around your life. The phone call you've been waiting for will lose importance. The memories that used to ache will lose sting. The names that used to trigger you will dissolve into mercy. Because it's over. The angels assigned to your journey have been rebriefed. You are no longer under observation, you are under release. The next chapter of your life will not repeat the last. You have been rewritten. This is not the end. It's the first quiet morning after a long night. It's the sound of heaven exhaling relief. It's the soft announcement that you've survived what was meant to destroy you. You've been cleared, you've been called, you've been crowned. It's all over. Chosen one, heaven never ends a season without reason. The closing you just walked through was not a punishment, it was precision. Every ending in God's design carries hidden mercy. You are now seeing what divine strategy looks like when it stops explaining itself. You were asking why everything fell apart at once. It felt unfair that doors slammed, that people vanished, that silence became your companion. Yet in the stillness, something greater was forming. Heaven was rethreading your timeline, taking the tangled strands of confusion and weaving them into purpose. The truth is that you could not carry yesterday's weight into the next dimension. The promise waiting ahead required lighter hands and a clearer heart. So heaven stripped you of excess affection, unnecessary attention, and the false security that came from being needed by the wrong people. What looked like loss was calibration. When the Spirit closes a chapter, it often sounds like emptiness, but emptiness is the echo of new space being made for light. The noise around you quieted because revelation needed volume. You weren't abandoned, you were being prepared to hear again. Do you feel how time itself has slowed since the release? That's the rhythm of restoration. The rush is gone because grace has taken the wheel. You're learning how to move in divine pace, not human pressure. The peace you feel is the sound of heaven rebuilding around you. The same hands that once trembled in anxiety are now steady. That is the evidence of mastery. Heaven didn't remove your weakness by magic. It turned your weakness into awareness. You now recognize the patterns that drained you. You can sense the energy of deception before it speaks. This is what discernment feels like, quiet power. You are stronger now not because you fought harder, but because you finally stopped fighting yourself. When the Spirit said, "It's over," that decree also ended self-sabotage. The war inside your mind is ceasing. The thoughts that used to spiral now find closure quicker. You're being taught how to think like one who's already free. Look at the evidence. The heaviness that used to wait for you in the morning no longer greets you first. Gratitude meets you instead. You wake with awareness that life is again yours to shape. That is the mark of spiritual resurrection. Heaven says, "I trusted you with suffering so you could teach peace honestly." You will not speak from theory, but from experience. Others will believe you because you carry proof in your eyes. The radiance returning to your face is not vanity, it is testimony. Now, as you step into this new terrain, you will notice how certain people feel uncomfortable around your calm. Don't mistake their discomfort for dislike. They simply cannot exist long in atmospheres where truth has weight. You have become a mirror. When they look at you, they see the reflection of what they could be if they stopped running. Some will be drawn to it, others will retreat. Let both reactions serve their purpose. Your task now is to guard what was granted. Freedom demands focus. The enemy's tactic will shift from chaos to distraction. It will offer opportunities that look golden but smell of anxiety. Measure every invitation by peace. If it steals rest, it's too expensive. This is how mature faith operates. It listens before it leaps. Heaven will guide you through nudges rather than noise. The right doors will feel weightless when you touch them. The wrong ones will resist no matter how polite they appear. Trust that tension, it's divine warning. You're being trained to walk like royalty, not with arrogance, but with awareness. Kings and queens do not run after what is already theirs. They wait, they observe, they discern. You are entering that stature of spirit. Remember, closure was not the reward, it was the requirement. The real reward is clarity, and clarity will now attract what confusion once repelled. Expect new faces, new projects, new peace. They will arrive quietly, almost shyly, because the loud ones belong to your old season. Do not rush to announce what heaven is still forming. Some blessings grow stronger in silence. You are still being written about in the unseen. Let patience finish the paragraph before you read it aloud. Chosen one, heaven is establishing you as an anchor for others. People who are still inside their storms will find stability in your stillness. They will not know why your presence calms them, but you will know. It's because you've walked through the fire and learned the language of peace. Soon you'll begin to sense assignments forming, small whispers telling you to speak, to write, to comfort, to create. Don't overthink them. Respond softly. Heaven works through obedience, not performance. Each act of obedience extends the line of light further into the world. This new chapter will not look like recovery, it will look like revelation. You will discover hidden gifts inside what you once called grief. Pain has been recycling itself into wisdom. Every wound has left behind a seed. When you speak, those seeds will germinate in listeners who thought hope had expired. Understand this, your story is no longer about survival, it's about service. The miracle of being whole again is not to escape the world, but to heal it piece by piece. You are a walking reminder that endings are entrances in disguise. Now lift your hands, not to plead but to praise. Feel how light they are when nothing toxic is attached. That's the proof that closure worked. You have space again. You can dream without fear of betrayal. You can rest without guilt. This is what divine adulthood feels like. Heaven says, I am trusting you with visibility. Soon, your influence will increase, not because you sought attention, but because your authenticity cannot stay hidden. Truth naturally draws. People will study your peace the way others study success. They will ask how you healed. Tell them the answer without hesitation. Grace did it. This is your preparation for expansion. Heaven never promotes without purifying. The fire ended because it finished its purpose. You are gold now, no longer melting, only reflecting. And when you look back, the memories that once carried heat will now carry clarity. You will thank heaven for every closing, because each one pointed you to an opening you could not yet imagine. That is the paradox of grace. It removes what we beg to keep so it can give what we never knew to ask for. Chosen one, the angels who carried you through the last trial are singing a different song around you now. It's not a battle hymn, it's a melody of release. Listen quietly and you will feel it, a hum in your spirit, a warmth across your shoulders, a certainty without words. That is heaven's confirmation that you are standing in finished territory. So walk forward without apology, speak softly but with authority, forgive easily but forget wisely, love freely but guard your energy. You have entered balance, the rarest form of blessing. If your heart feels lighter reading this, seal it once more, comment 111. That single act is a spiritual handshake, saying, I accept this peace as permanent. Heaven hears agreement louder than complaint. The story is not over, it's evolving. The page has turned, and the ink is still wet with mercy. You are living proof that closure is a calling, not a curse. Chosen one, every closure deserves a new beginning. The story that heaven ended was never meant to define you forever. It was meant to deliver you to clarity. You are now walking inside the blank page that follows a miracle. The silence you feel is not emptiness, it is invitation. What you write next with your choices will echo longer than what was written about you before. This is the hour when peace becomes practice, Freedom is no longer a theory to you, it's a rhythm. You know now that true liberty is not escaping pain, it is learning to stay whole inside of it. Heaven has entrusted you with calm, and calm is a responsibility. Guard it carefully, protect your peace like it is breath. Not everyone will understand the quiet strength you carry now. Some will misread your stillness as pride, others will try to stir your serenity to prove you can still be shaken. Do not respond in kind. A lion does not roar at every echo in the valley. You will notice life offering chances to repeat old lessons, conversations that sound familiar, faces that mirror past mistakes. When those moments appear, smile. Recognition means mastery. You do not need to fight them, you only need to choose differently. That single act proves the chapter truly closed. The Spirit will start teaching you through gentleness. No more sharp corrections, no more endless testing. The new classroom uses gratitude as its language. Pay attention to how peace grows when you thank God for small things. Gratitude is the currency of the new realm you now walk in. Opportunities will start aligning in strange timing, calls returned after months of silence, ideas resurfacing that once felt impossible. Do not chase them. Let them orbit until they settle naturally. What belongs to you will come looking for your yes. And when new blessings arrive, handle them with humility. You are not owed anything, you are trusted with everything. The reason heaven took you through refinement first was so your hands would know how to hold gifts without gripping them too tightly. The maturity you carry now is rare. The world rewards noise, heaven rewards steadiness. Stay steady. Consistency will protect the promise better than excitement ever could. You have seen what inconsistency does. It exhausts miracles. Do not return there. Remember the lesson of closure. Not every ending requires explanation. Some truths are too sacred for debate. When you feel misunderstood, let silence defend you. Heaven will handle clarity at the proper time. You may find yourself drawn to solitude again. That's not regression, that's maintenance. Even kings retreat to gardens. Your spirit will need rest between seasons of pouring. In those quiet moments, heaven recharges you invisibly. Do not confuse stillness with stagnation. Growth often hides in rest. There will be new companions assigned to this part of your path. They will speak softly, dream boldly, and love honestly. They will not compete with your peace, they will contribute to it. Welcome them without suspicion, but with discernment. Heaven builds teams, not crowds. Chosen one, your perspective has changed. You no longer ask, "Why did this happen to me?" You now ask, "What is this teaching me?" That question alone guarantees continuous renewal. Wisdom grows where blame once lived. You will also find yourself drawn back to prayer, not out of desperation, but out of friendship. Your conversations with heaven will feel like dialogue again, not duty. That is how you know the relationship has healed. When you talk to God and no longer explain yourself, intimacy has returned. Heaven says, use your freedom to build, not to boast. Start small, restore what is within reach, encourage those who cross your path, create something that carries light into places that have forgotten it. You are now a carrier of quiet revival. Every act of kindness you release becomes a ripple that corrects despair somewhere unseen. The heaviness that used to cling to your voice has lifted. When you speak, peace will travel in your words. That is the authority born from endurance. You will watch arguments dissolve mid-sentence when you remain calm. You will see tension fade when you refuse to feed it. This is divine influence, silent and certain. Heaven delights in balance, and you are learning to live there. You will work without obsession, love without losing yourself, rest without guilt. This is the rhythm that keeps miracles sustainable. When storms return, and they will, remember what you learned in the last one. The goal is not to stop the wind, but to anchor deeper. You are no longer afraid of weather. You are seasoned wood, the rain polishes you. Now take inventory of the miracles already happening. Notice the mornings that arrive without dread, the friendships that feel easy, the laughter that sounds like home again. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. Heaven is proving that peace works. If your heart feels gratitude even as you read this, whisper a quiet thank you. That sound is what keeps your new season alive. Gratitude keeps doors open that effort could never force. Chosen one, this is the season of maintenance. Keep the gates of your heart clean. Let nothing bitter take residence there. Speak softly to yourself when you falter. The same mercy that delivered you still surrounds you. And when the urge returns to measure progress by numbers or noise, pause and remember, you are no longer competing, you are cultivating. The garden of your life will flourish if you simply tend it daily. Heaven is not watching for performance, it is listening for peace. Now close your eyes and breathe. Feel how calm the air has become around you. That stillness is not emptiness, it is evidence. It means the war really is over. It means the atmosphere recognizes you as healed. It means the world can finally meet the version of you that was always meant to exist. If this truth settles gently in your chest, seal it now, type or whisper, "I walk in peace." That declaration finalizes what heaven already finished. And now, let us pray together. Father of mercy, thank you for endings that lead to beginnings. Thank you for the quiet strength that stays when noise fades. Bless the reader with continued clarity, keep their hearts soft and their boundaries strong. Teach them to live each day with gratitude as their guard. Let peace guard their mind, let purpose guide their steps, and let love be the language they speak. Where confusion once reigned, let understanding grow. Where fear once lived, let confidence return. May their home be a sanctuary, their voice a blessing, and their rest a witness of your faithfulness. In your light we stand, renewed, released, and ready. Amen. Chosen one, lift your eyes. The horizon is clear. The chapter behind you is sealed, the one before you is open, and the ink is already flowing. Walk forward without hesitation. You are no longer the one who endured, you are the one who emerged. It's all over, and it's all beginning.